Hey, this is Ellie. We're doing a class today that goes really well with our Nadaranjasan work from last week. So you might do these classes one after the other. It doesn't really matter the order. Um, but let's get started. So things you might want as you settle onto your mat, a strap might come in really handy, or a belt, something like that. A block, something like a block that can give you balance or a little bit of support, and a blanket, which we'll start out sitting on. I'll tilt up your camera so that you can see the mat as well. There we go. Okay, it's a little better. So, finding a comfortable seat, closing your eyes, relaxing into the floor, into your prop. And then lifting from the front of the pelvis to the navel, and the navel to the sternum, that heart center. Trying to lift with that front body so that you can get long, keeping the chin parallel to the floor, extending through the crown of the head, and letting the shoulders be easy down your back. Taking a moment to settle in as you lift, and notice your breath here. You might notice the belly pressing out, the chest rising and falling. You might notice sounds in the background of this video. My family, my dog, all these things. You might notice sounds in the background of your home, your family, the dishwasher, the air. Try to take all of those sounds and imagine that they are music. As you settle in here, listening to everything. Bringing your awareness to everything that's audible. When you're ready to begin to move, we'll open the eyes. We'll take our hands either to the knees or maybe to that front shin, and we're just going to find some seated cats and cows where we can round the spine and tuck the chin and maybe move around side to side a little. And then we'll pull the shoulder blades together and the heart comes forward. And I always love little twists on either end, so maybe you add in some motions to those seated cats and cows. Good. Taking a few more. And when you're ready, we'll clasp the palms together and turn the palms up and reach them up towards the ceiling. Try to really straighten through the triceps, getting long in the side body. Shoulders can come up towards the ears. If it's uncomfortable on your neck, just gaze upwards to relieve some of that. And then send your arms backwards any amount. Let the clasp slip and the hands come down to shoulder height. Drop the shoulders. Gaze from side to side, really pressing away with the hands. And then turn the palms up, bend the elbows. Try to reach the thumbs back behind you, shoulder blades actively pulling together. Gaze side to side again here. Good. And the hands come down. We'll clasp them together behind the back, palms together if available. Try to roll your shoulders back. Reach the knuckles towards the floor. Let the heart lift. The chin is tucking. And then maybe you could reach the arms up. And then choose a hip and fling the hands to one side or the other. Pull the elbows closer together behind your back. Switch which side the hands are on. Once again, pull them closer together behind the back. Good. And relaxing that, shaking it all off, maybe finding a little bit more of that seated cat and cow. And we'll take it again, but switching the grip. So whichever thumb was on top the first time, switch that and then follow it with the fingers. Turn the palms out, reach them up. Long side bodies, long through the arms. Arms might go back. Gaze might be up. Jaws relaxed. Good, and then we're going to lean way over to one side or the other. Maybe you turn the heart up. Maybe you play with turning it down, moving through those spaces. And then we'll round forward, reaching the hands away, coming to the other side. Of course, you can linger anywhere you like. This is a video. Pause it. Feel free. And then let the hands come down to shoulder height. Press away at the walls again. Turn the palms up. We won't stay here as long. Drop the shoulder blades. And the hands come all the way down. Find that same awkward clasp behind the back. Walk the shoulders back and together. Reach the knuckles towards the floor. Heart lifts. Collarbones are wide, and then we reach the arms up behind our backs. And then choose a hip again. Fling the hands. Pull the elbows closer together. And this time, drop an ear towards the side, away from your hands, whichever that is for you. Roll the chin in onto the other side. Linger anywhere that you're enjoying. Before you switch sides with the hands, pull the elbows closer together. Drop an ear towards the opposite shoulder. Roll around through the neck. Hang out anywhere that feels good. Play with rolling your shoulder back. Good. Releasing the hands, and we'll make our way to all fours. So moving aside, whatever you're sitting on, keeping it handy, and finding all fours. You might take a moment to stretch out your legs, because we were sitting for a few minutes, getting some blood flowing back there. And then we'll find some cats and cows here from our knees. So rounding the spine deeply, arching the back, exhaling, pressing into the palms, feeling free to wiggle anywhere, adding extra motions as you like. Drop into the belly, shoulder blades can come together or be apart as the collarbone's wide. And you arch the back. And then drop the belly. Pulling the heart forward between the arms. You might add on a little twist, dropping one elbow and then the other. Good. And eventually curling the toes, lifting your hips up and back, we'll make our way to down dog. Press into the palms, bend the knees a lot, send your hips back. Really press, press, press. Nod yes and no. Open and close the jaw. And then swing hips and heels side to side like windshield wipers. Good. And then come to your down dog, maybe pedaling through the heels. Before you find a somewhat static pose. Pressing into the palms. Reaching the tailbone up, pulling the belly and the low ribs in. On your exhale, walk your feet towards your hands. towards a forward fold at the top of the mat. Feel free to bend the knees as much as you'd like to be comfortable and then nod yes and no. Maybe grab for opposite elbows and ragdoll. Release any clasps you have. Inhale to roll yourself all the way up to standing. Oh, I've not gotten the camera angles right for this one. We'll tilt it a little bit more, see if we can get more person into the shot. Okay. Standing on your mats towards the top. Lifting the toes, spreading them wide. Shifting around in your feet till you find a nice stable place. Good. Lifting the front of the pelvis up so that you're taking a little bit of the arch of the back out. Letting the shoulders be easy, Tadasana. And then we'll lift our arms. I realize I'll be out of the shot, and that's totally fine. Imagine fingertips reaching towards the ceiling. Tuck the chin a little bit, and then turn the heart up slightly. Yes, and then on an exhale, fold forward. On an inhale, come up halfway. Support yourself on your shins or thighs. We're going to bend into one knee, sending that other hip back, and then bend into the other, allowing your tailbone to kind of wag side to side as you bend one and then the other. It should feel pretty good. Good. Fold over your legs and keep that motion going. So bending into one knee, might linger there, and then switching, allowing there to be movement through that low back. So slight gentle twists, just warming it up a little bit, getting some motion. And then come to a more still space. We're going to bend our knees a lot and sit back into the invisible chair behind us. And then lift through that whole front body once again. Hands come to the heart. Hold your knees just as they are. Shift the weight into the left foot and step that left foot way back long. Hold the front knee just as it is. Step that, oh, I said that wrong. So whichever foot you step back, step that foot forward. Shift the weight into the right foot and then step the left foot way back, or whichever one you're on. And we're going to continue that motion, trying to keep that front leg exactly as it is as we step forward and back, alternating legs. So habit here for a lot of us is as we step back, we're going to compensate for the challenge of holding our balance here by letting this hip swing out and finding our spot. So try to keep hips totally square and still. You can probably feel some burn there as they're holding their place. Lovely strength building. And when you're even on both sides, find your chair pose once again. Lift through the front body. And then let that right knee shift forward and the left hip move back a little bit. And we're going to twist with that offset. So we'll turn towards the left leg. You can either bring an elbow down and bring hands to prayer, or if that's too much, you could bring the left palm to the thigh and the right hand to the outside of the left knee and turn. Finding a twist, taking a deep breath into the back body. On an inhale, unwind, reorganize the legs, and then shift the left knee slightly forward, right hip slightly back, and twist towards the right leg. Of course, modifying as you like. On an inhale, unwind, fold over your legs. Bend the knees as much as you need to plant the hands down, and step the right leg way back long. Come down on your back knee. We're going to be here for a minute, so you might pad it with a blanket if you need to. Oogie boogie the left foot out to the edge of the mat. Toes point forward along the edge of the mat. And here, we're just going to give ourselves another opportunity to move. So for you, that could mean you want to twist a little bit towards your leg. It could mean you want to walk your hands away from your hips. It could mean you're shifting your hips back and forward. Find whatever kind of movement you would like here. Good. And then come forward, bend a lot into this front knee. Bring the right hand down. It can either plant onto the floor, or you could put a block there and let your elbow come to the block. Or you could bring your elbow all the way down to the floor. Bring the left hand to the knee, whatever height you're at, and we're going to twist towards our left leg as we press the hip open. So we're going to move it slightly towards the side, keeping the foot planted firmly on the floor. Press down into that left foot, press the hip slightly open, drop towards the floor at whatever height you're at. So pelvis is moving down. Lots of opening, hopefully through that back hip flexor. Hopefully you're feeling it in this top hip. Good. And then come high onto your hand, maybe moving the block out of the way. Bring that leg back in. So hip, knee, toes are all sort of pointing in the same direction here. Left hand to the knee. Press into both palms to twist towards this front leg. Trying to move your shoulders towards stacking and pulling the shoulder blades together on the back. As you exhale, pull the belly in. Inhale and enjoy the twist. Exhale, pull the belly in. Inhale and unwind. Plant both hands down at shoulder width distance. Curl the back toes under and step back. Find your plank. Let's pause here for a moment. Let's just shift hips side to side, maybe bending into the knees, maybe windshield wipering the heels. Good. And then roll your shoulders around. Big rolls forward and backwards. You can always do this from your knees. Good. And then pausing in plank, we'll shift the weight into the right palm and lift up the right leg. Either stay here or see if you could lift up your left hand and balance. Return both palm and foot to the floor. Shift the weight into the left hand. Lift the left leg. Maybe you lift the right arm. Return both to the floor. Drop knees, chest, chin. Come all the way down. Hands are underneath the shoulders. Press the toenails down. Press the pelvis down. Roll the shoulders back and come up for a low cobra. We're tucking the chin, pulling the heart forward. Elbows hug the side ribs. Shoulders are down the back body. On an exhale, come down. Press the hips over the knees. And walk the hands forward so that your forehead comes down to the floor. Then we'll thread the right arm underneath the left and take a couple of breaths into this right shoulder. Switching sides with your twist. Good. Walking the hands back in, curling the toes under. Hips go up and back, down dog. Roll yourself forward to plank. Good. And then come down onto your forearm, letting the right hand come down. The right fingers turn towards the left palm. And then we're going to find our side plank, Vasisthasana, from that forearm. So if this is a lot for you, feel free to come down onto that bottom knee to support yourself there. And if you're in full Vasisthasana, you could stack feet. You could have them split side to side, whatever is comfortable for you. Reach that top arm up, and we'll thread the left arm underneath the right armpit, and then roll ourselves back up to stacking. Taking this 3 times through on this side. Good. And then we'll turn to face the floor, finding our plank. And then bring the left arm down on that forearm. Left hand comes in to face the right palm. And then we roll to our side, finding Vasisthasana. Whatever modification you like, maybe knee down, maybe feet apart, maybe feet stacking. Reach up with that top hand, thread the right arm underneath the left, and then restack. Good. Turning to the floor, finding plank once again, sending the hips up and back, down dog. Lovely. Couple of breaths here, feeling free to shift around, enjoying your down dog. Stepping the right hand to the outside of the right foot, coming down onto that back knee, finding a second side here where we get to just explore what motion feels good in the hips and the low back. Inviting yourself to move, seeing how things feel. Good. And then we'll come forward, letting that right foot point towards the front of the mat. Edge of the foot is along the edge of the long edge of the mat. And you'll either come to the left palm, the left forearm, or maybe the left forearm on a block. If a little height is nice there. And bring the right hand to the knee. Stay firmly planted into the right foot as you press that right knee slightly open, so really gentle towards the side. And try to move your pelvis towards the floor any amount. Good. We're going to find that same twist. So bringing that right knee back in so that hip, knee, toes point in just about the same direction. Left hand plants to the floor, right hand to the knee. Press into both palms, twist towards this right leg. Shoulder blades pull together on the back body. Belly comes in. On an inhale, unwind, plant both hands down at shoulder width distance. Step yourself back to plank. Come down onto the forearms once again. This time coming onto both forearms. We're going to lift the right foot up and see if we could round the knee towards the nose, coming forward by the shoulders and then extend it back. And then bring that right knee towards the right tricep, right elbow, and then reach it back. And then cross your midline, see if you could touch your left elbow, left tricep, and then reach back. And then come down and either take a rest or we'll go to the second side. Left foot lifts, round knee towards nose, and then reach back. And then left knee towards left tricep, reach back, cross the midline. Ooh, really good. And then reach back, come all the way to your belly, so gratefully. And we'll find a sphinx here. So instead of hands planting on your shoulders, plant your elbows underneath your shoulders. Then palms come straight out. Toenails are still down. Pelvis is pressing into the floor. Seeing if you could think about an internal rotation of the thighs. So if you could roll the inner thighs up towards the ceiling. Yeah. Shoulders will drop down the back body. And hover the elbows slightly as you push your hands into the floor and try to drag yourself forward with your palms. Sphinx pose. It should feel hopefully good. If it's too intense, come down on the elbows, lowering them to the floor. If more would be nice, bend the right knee. And then the left. And then maybe both legs together. Pull yourself forward with the palms. Shoulders are back and down. Collarbones are broad. Good. Come down all the way. Hands plant underneath the shoulders. We'll just send our hips back. Come into a wide leg child's pose. So separate the knees. Pressing into the palms. Letting the hips rest back towards the heels. And then thread the right arm underneath the left, trying to keep your hips low this time. Feeling free to stay here with the arms, or maybe finding the palms together in a prayer, or the left hand pressing into the floor to stack the shoulders a little bit more. Hips keep moving back and down. Switching sides with your twist. Good. Reaching the arms forward, child's pose, curling the toes. Hips go up and back, down dog. Stepping the left foot forward to the outside of the left hand, coming down onto that back knee. Move the pelvis towards the floor. Stay high on the hands. You might walk the right palm in towards midline. We're going to bend the left knee, and this is where your strap might come in handy. We'll reach the left hand back. Bend the right knee. Your left knee's already bent. Reach the left hand back and see if you could take a hold of the foot and pull that heel in towards your glutes as you continue to set the pelvis down towards the floor. Big quad stretch. I'm not very open here. This is about it for me. If you're also not very open here, a strap or belt around the foot might be a really nice place to be. Whoop. Keep moving the pelvis towards the floor. If you can, you might come down onto your forearm. Releasing the foot. Try not to kick the floor as you do. Plant the right hand inside the left foot towards midline. Curl the back toes under and lift up. We're going to find our plank, Vasisthasana, but staying on our palm. We'll reach the left hand up. Of course, you can modify by bringing that right knee down here. This is a really nice, strong place to be. Good. If you're in this full plank, you're going to try to reach both soles of the feet towards the floor. Reach the top arm overhead, palm faces down. I'm trying to make a big arch, pressing the hips up. If your knee is down, you're going to bring that left foot down and find that same arch here. Enjoying the pose. Before we turn to face the floor, finding plank, dropping knees, chest and chin to the floor, finding cobra. You might come up higher, enjoying whatever pose you would like before you send the hips back. Briefly pause in child's pose, taking a breath into the back body. And then curl the toes under, hips go up and back, down dog. The right foot steps to the outside of the right hand, and we come down onto that back knee. Send the pelvis towards the floor, move the left hand into midline, bend that left knee, reach back with the right hand and pull the heel in towards the glutes. Try to keep moving the pelvis down. Feeling free to come down to an elbow if that's better for you. Or maybe an elbow on a block, or maybe you're up on a block because this is too much. Of course, you can pad out that back knee anytime. releasing the foot, planting both hands down. Oh, excuse me, planting the left hand down in towards midline, stepping the right foot back, finding Vasisthasana on the second side. If you'd like, feeling free to plant that left knee down. And then reaching the soles of the feet towards the floor. Right hand reaches overhead, palm facing the floor, hips reach up, big arch. Couple of breaths, and then we turn to find our plank, lowering either through chaturanga or knees, chest, and chin, pressing back. Good. So the poses we've taken so far are working in towards what we're going to do next, which is Vasisthasana with a foot grab. And so I'll show you how to do it in a couple of ways. Really nice to use a strap to hook the foot here. So we'll start by doing it from our modified Vasisthasana. So I'll start facing you. So my right hand will be down, my right knee will be down, and the left leg is lifted. And I'm going to bend that left knee and see if I could take a hold of the foot with the left hand here. So tendency here is to want to open up that hip or to let the foot really come up. What I want to do is try to keep my heel in line with my hip when I bend my knee. And then if I can get my foot, or if not, I can use a strap, hook it around the foot. Whichever way I've got it, I'm going to kick into that strap, trying to really move my shoulder and foot back. So if you did Natarangjasan with us last week, or if you want to do that next, you'll see this is very similar to what we did there. Good. Coming back in. And then what that looks like if you want to try it from the full Vasisthasana, one trick can be, which I'm not going to show you here because I don't have a wall handy, is plant your feet really squarely against a wall, and it's going to support your balance a lot better. So we'll see if I have my balance today. And I can do this without that support. So from Vasisthasana, I'll bend the top knee, I'll take a hold of the foot, and I'm going to kick in here, letting the shoulder open, trying to keep my heel in line with my hips. Good. It is a big back bend. It feels pretty nice after all the warming up we've done. Taking that on one side, playing around, taking your time. Of course, you can pause this stinking video if you want. So I'll show you on the other side so you can see it from behind. So either with the left knee down, taking the foot with my hand or a strap. Once I've got it, I'm going to kick in, trying to let my shoulder open, taking a back bend here. And from full Vasisthasana, feet are strongly flexed. Woo! Taking the right foot, kicking in, hopefully finding some balance. Good. Enjoying your poses, playing around. To wind out of these back bends, because when we take the back bend, our spine is compressing the backs of the vertebra on each other. And so to release that, it's really great to take a twist and wring out all of that compression. So whenever you're done, finding yourself sitting up on the edge of a blanket. We're going to bend the left knee, leaving some space, about a hand's width distance between the foot and the thigh. And then we're going to start by planting the right hand back behind us. The left hand can either hug the knee as we twist or press the tricep into the knee. Keep strong and active in your front leg. Finding a lovely twist here. Using your right hand behind you to really let you lift. Inhale to unwind. We're going to come inside that right thigh. And reach with the right hand towards the foot. Doesn't matter if you can get it or not. And then see if you could press your tricep into that front shin. So you can come forward here and round down. You could also find a bind. You could turn that right thumb down with the palm facing behind you. Bend around your knee. Take the left hand back. Grab your palm and round forward. Breathe into your back body. Compression of the front body. All the air should be moving against the back. Coming up, extending the right leg. The left knee bends with the left sole of the foot about a hand's width distance from the right thigh. And start out by planting the left hand behind you, finding your twist, either hugging that leg or pressing the tricep into the thigh. Keep active in that extended foot, so don't let it go flopping about. Flex the foot, toes reaching back towards the shin. Keep the shoulders down the back body and use that left hand to really help you sit tall. Inhale to unwind. And we'll come inside the left thigh, forward of the shin, pressing the tricep into the shin, either rounding forward here or finding your bind, turning the thumb down, palm behind you, wrapping around your knee. Round forward. Releasing. Move aside whatever we're sitting on. Letting the soles of the feet be on the floor, and you can roll yourself down to the mat. Bending the knees so the knees are over the hips, the hands plant on the knees, and as we exhale, we'll pull the knees in towards the chest. As we inhale, we'll extend the arms, letting the sacrum rest heavy. Good. And then pull the right knee in to the right armpit and extend the left leg. So you're really forcefully pulling that shin in as close as it can go to the armpit. So trying to move it, if we could ever do it, to the outside of that right side rib. And then release some of that pressure. Left hand comes to the right knee and we'll just pull it across the body, keeping that right shoulder down on the mat, enjoying a twist here. Returning to center, hugging the left knee in, extending the right leg, really pulling the leg in, trying to pull it towards your left side ribs, your left armpit. Releasing some of the grip on the knee, and then right hand comes to the left knee and we'll just pull it across the body, unwinding, winding, however you like to think of it. These supine twists feel so relaxing to me that it feels like unwinding despite being all wound up. If there are any other poses you would like before we lie down in Shavasana, you of course can take them. It's your own home. For Shavasana, it might be really nice to have a bolster or a rolled up blanket under the knees. Or if you've got a piece of furniture like this couch here, you could just come in close, place the knees up on the couch and lie back. That should feel really good and relaxing. Taking your time to settle into Shavasana however you would like to. And we'll lie back for a few moments, absorbing, noticing what we've done so far this evening, or whenever you're doing this class. Letting your next inhale be fuller and deeper, followed by a full deep exhale. If you have more time to rest in Shavasana, then please do. If you're ready to move on from this yoga class, letting yourself bend the knees, roll off to one side or the other. Pause there for a breath. And then use the strength in your arms to lift yourself up to a comfortable seat. Hands can come to the heart. Taking a few final breaths. Before we rub the palms together to build some heat. And then place your palms over your eyes. Bring the palms together, thumbs to the third eye. Thank you so much for practicing. I hope you have a wonderful day. Go well and stay well. Namaste. That's it for me, you guys. See you next week.